soft, golden afternoon light spilled into the cozy burrow home where Mama Cat lived with her two precious kittens, Leo and Lily. The little family was curled up together on their favorite hand-woven rug, turning the pages of a well-loved picture book. The book was filled with colorful drawings of jungles and wide-open plains, but one page, in particular, always captured their full attention. It was a magnificent, powerful tiger, its stripes bold and beautiful, its expression fearless. Leo, the more adventurous of the two, placed his small paw on the drawing.
Does he live here too?
He whispered, his eyes wide with admiration. Look, Mama, he's so strong. He's not afraid of anything. Lily nodded, leaning in close. I wish we could be brave like that. Maybe if we had a tiger hat, we could be brave, too. Mama Cat looked at their earnest, hopeful faces, and her heart melted. She knew that money was tight. A fancy, store-bought hat was simply not possible. But watching her kittens dream, she felt a familiar spark of determination. Bravery wasn't something you could buy. But perhaps, she thought, it was something you could make. A tiger hat, she said softly, stroking their fur. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Let me see what I can do. The next morning, Mama Cat woke before the sun. She kissed her sleeping kittens goodbye, her mind already set on her plan. She packed a simple lunch, a small rice ball wrapped in a leaf and a canteen of fresh water. She wheeled her trusty blue bicycle out from the shed. The metal basket on the front was empty now, but she hoped it wouldn't be for long. With a deep breath, she began the long, steady journey, pedaling down the winding dirt path, away from the river and towards the rolling hills of the countryside. The air was cool and fresh, and the only sound was the gentle whir of her wheels and the chirping of the morning birds. After nearly an hour of pedaling, her legs beginning to ache, she arrived at a sprawling green farm. A friendly corgi in small overalls was mending a fence. This was Farmer Corgi's sheep farm. Good morning, Farmer. Mama Cat called out, parking her bicycle. It's a fine day for shearing, isn't it?
Grateful for this
Farmer Corgi looked up and smiled. Indeed it is, Mama Cat. My flock is getting far too warm in these heavy coats.
What do you say,
Mama Cat gestured to the flock of fluffy, grazing sheep. I have a small favor to ask, she said. My kittens have a dream of being brave tigers. I need to make them hats. If I help you trim the fur, would you be willing to spare some of the raw wool? The farmer laughed warmly. Help? I'd be grateful for it. And you can have all the wool you can carry. These old paws aren't as quick as they used to be. Mama Cat felt a surge of gratitude. She picked up a pair of heavy, manual shears and approached the first sheep. It was a patient, gentle creature. There now, Mama whispered, her voice soothing. This will just feel like a nice haircut. Her work began. It was slow, meticulous, and tiring. Her paws, so used to cooking and gentle tasks, quickly grew sore from the repetitive snip-snip-snip of the metal shears. She was careful not to nick the sheep's skin, working in a steady rhythm, peeling back the thick, heavy fleece. The wool was warm and dense. She paused only once to eat her simple rice ball. Finally, a massive, creamy white pile of wool sat beside the barn. Farmer Corgi was overjoyed.
There, Mama Cat.
You've done a wonderful job, Mama Cat. A true
Couldn't
professional.
have done it without you,
He helped
Farmer.
her stuff a large burlap sack full of the finest, softest wool. It was more than she could have hoped for. Securing the bulging sack in her bicycle's basket, she waved a tired but happy goodbye. The ride home was even slower, the extra weight making the pedals harder to push, but her heart felt light. She arrived home as dusk was settling. Leo and Lily ran to greet her, their eyes growing wide at the size of the sack. What is it, Mama? Leo asked, poking the soft bundle. Is that our hat? Mama Cat chuckled. Not yet, my loves. This is where the magic begins. That evening, the real work started. First, the wool had to be cleaned. Mama filled their largest wooden basin with water from the river. She submerged the fleece, and the water immediately turned a dusty brown. With patient, kneading motions, her paws worked through the fibers, loosening bits of hay, dirt, and dust. She drained the basin and refilled it. Slowly, the water began to run clear, and the wool transformed into a pile of brilliant, snowy white clouds. She laid it out to dry by the warmth of their small stove. While it dried, she saw her kittens' stomachs begin to rumble. It was time for a different kind of magic. "Who is hungry for some special fish soup?" she asked. The kittens cheered. Mama Cat moved to her small kitchen space. She pulled out a bright orange carrot. Her knife made a steady, comforting thwack thwack thwack. She diced the vegetables. She took a small, silvery fish, cleaning it with expert care. She placed everything into her favorite clay pot. The pot was set over the low fire. She ladled the steaming soup into 3 small bowls, and the family ate together, the warm food chasing away the day's fatigue. After dinner, the wool was nearly dry. Now, it had to be carded. Mama Cat took out 2 wooden paddles covered in fine wire teeth. She took a handful of the fluffy wool and began to brush it between the 2 paddles. A rhythmic scratch 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 filled the room. This process aligned all the tiny fibers, turning the lumpy clumps into smooth, airy bundles called rovings, each one as soft as a whisper. The next step was to make the colors. She went to her pantry and pulled out 2 bags. From one, she took a large handful of dry, papery onion skins. From the other, a handful of dark, dried acorns. She boiled them in separate pots, and the water transformed. The onion skins created a vibrant, deep orange yellow, and the acorns brewed a rich, dark brown black.